I know the lighting is a little not as good as it can be. For some reason, I could probably spend another minute adjusting, but I'm not. It's funny. I sort of left off the last video um, to go watch some Chappelle show, and I have Verizon Files and the kitchen DVR. Well, the kitchen box is the only box that has like the DVR function where you can actually pause live TV. And like after making the first video, it gave me enough time so like I can watch like the show and like just fast forward through the commercials like I did the other night when I was watching the last two Yankees games. So what's funny is yeah, I'll just go into the Chappelle show because like I meant to talk about the Bronx Zoo, which is something I totally forgot to mention when I first started making videos tonight. But being that I'm halfway into Chappelle, um, I might as well like one thing I wanted to do with this video log is like to take different like books, movies, TV shows, um, I don't know what have you, exhibits, you know, whether it's the Bronx Zoo, New York Aquarium, etc., and just like add my 2 cents. But um, sometimes like the Chappelle show for me is sort of like a double-edged sword, where like there's a lot of people who likes Seth MacFarlane's humor. Um, shit, just realized the battery's getting 14% low, so I'm gonna have to like recharge it when I make another video. But as I was saying, yeah, like some of Seth MacFarlane's humor is like to the point where I avoid Family Guy whenever I see it on TV. I mean, given I may come across a funny episode like before, like when I began tripping on acid, which is a true story. And I remember there was a period when I was in Hawaii, and I was with my niece, and I realized how racy the show is when you watch it with like a 5-year-old. But yeah, um, it's funny. My initial reaction when I first saw like the premise of the show was to like fast forward if not find something else to watch because I'll just read the description really fast. Nelson Mandela's Boot Camp for Teens, a gay world musical guest, Kanye West and Mos Def. Obviously, I haven't gotten to the musical guests, and probably, for all intents and purposes, will skip it if I find something better to watch. But yeah, I actually watched like portions of this particular episode where I particularly remember like the gay Klansmen going to the home and suggesting that they go back to Africa, or where they have like the boxers and like the sissy boxers being weighed in and they start doing like a little sissy fight, whatever. But it was the experience was sort of like seeing a portion of the Rick James episode, which was in 3 parts, where like I actually saw the small clip where like the most memorable scene where he asked what did the five fingers say to the face, and everyone knows what happens next. And but to see the episode its entirety from like beginning from start to finish, having it built up to that climax was like having him be on his couch like digging his boots full of dirt into his couch saying "fuck your couch, nigga," whatever. I mean, and then the whole unity jab, and it's funny because my aunt, this app, this um, long story short, she said I don't want my son watching that show because she heard a line of him saying "bitch, show me your titties," so she deemed that unsuitable for that household. Um, but getting back to Chappelle show, like I got like halfway into the episode and I was going to like let it run straight through, but I figured, yeah, I just needed to like take a break, and I was just laughing out loud, and um, anytime I laugh out loud, I know something's funny. Where I almost wish that there was links I can like put on, I can like get from YouTube so I can share them in a description if I so choose. But getting any content from Chappelle's show is pretty much just as hard as getting any content from Prince. You know, I remember there was a time where you were able to see like altered versions of the music video where they took the song and they made it like a half step or a whole step higher or lower, and they may have like tinted the video slightly, and for artistic purposes it lasted, but you know, I guess his Prince's lawyers got on it and it didn't last for long. So I mean, I'm a really big fan of Prince. Remember that was like the beginning of like my sort of like, for example, I was in Las Vegas and the person who was hosting me, um, I won't get into that story, how it ended, but he was like, yeah, like most people from New York, they listen to hip hop, they listen to like, you know, things that like originally came out of New York, you know, and my response was, like the reason why I listen to a lot of Pink Floyd and classic rock, and I guess in this instance Prince, is, well, with the Pink Floyd and similar bands, I started rollerblading at 15, and I would like buy videos, you know, back before you can like freely see the content on Vimeo or YouTube. But anyway, this sort of um, I want to make a comparison, but I'm not going to open up that chapter again. But compared to like most black males don't listen to Metallica. They don't listen to. I mean, it's funny because sometimes you might see like on Palladia, Coldplay at Glastonbury, and you see Jay-Z, you know, like vibing to the music, and you know, you might even see like collaborations that you never thought would have happened between Korn and Nas. Um, and I don't know. Sometimes you might even like find videos where artists, you know, admit to listening to music that most fans would um, not expect them to listen to. Um, um, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can find multiple examples. There's a lot of like when I go on YouTube, there's lots of different things. Well, I remember back when I used to post a lot of YouTube videos on Facebook. Um, those days are kind of over, but I sort of want to start a Tumblr page, or now that Yahoo has brought out Tumblr, maybe find an alternative of, you know, I have a couple of websites out there, in fact. I mean, I develop a concept for a website, and then, I mean, with that problem, the biggest, I've actually, when I was in New Orleans, I went through, like, some of the best music videos I liked from the 80s, and if I were to go back to my WordPress blog, like, the same experience I have with anything I save on YouTube. Most of it is music related, whether it's lyrics to a song or just even a song itself. It might say, okay, this particular song is not available in your country due to copyright restrictions, and it's kind of that's the one thing that sucks about YouTube. I mean, there's a couple of things about YouTube I don't like, but the fact is, like, you I've been a member for X number of years, and over that time, I've accumulated a lot of videos that I would like to go back and watch. But now, years later, I would like, you know, click on something. Not even click, because you can tell by the icon, the image, that the video is no longer available. And being that most of my videos that I like favor are music related, it's like it makes sense to like, one thing I have to do sooner than later is compile a spreadsheet of MP3s, because there comes a point in time. I remember when I graduated college, I had like $220, and I went out and I got like a 2 gigabyte iPod Nano, and I learned 2 gigabytes is not enough storage because, I mean, I may fall in love with this song, but I get the same, like the best way. The first time this actually happened, back in '98, there was a song off the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack, "Are You That Somebody" by Aaliyah, and when I first heard that song, I was like blown away by it, and unfortunately, that song got played so much. In fact, the worst offender by far is Alicia Keys. In fact, I can even trace that to a job that I used to work at, and it was almost like a Clockwork Orange effect where whenever I would hear that song "No One," I just wanted to jump out of a window. That and Chris Brown's "Kiss Kiss." And there's like another song by Sugar Ray that if I hear that song, I'm just going to like remove myself from the situation. It's just, it's, not to compare it to the humor of Seth MacFarlane or Dave Chappelle, but it's just, but over the course of time, I learned this by making CDs. Um, like, not unless the CD is like completely scratched up. That's why I'm kind of relieved that there's things such as like Google Drive, the Amazon MP3 Locker. Sometimes you make a MP3 CD from back in like let's say 2000, and then like you pop it in your DVD player 11 years later, and it kind of takes you back to that period of time, literally, because like that was all the music that you listened to. And I mentioned Metallica. I tell everybody that when Metallica was going after Napster, I heard of Metallica. I watched Beavis and Butthead. I mean, I had the shirt written on Butthead, not Butthead, but Beavis, Butthead at AC/DC, and I was not really familiar with Metallica. And there was this one video, skate video I saw, Coup d'etat, it's a USD team video, and I forgot which rider it was, but it's Dustin Latimer, and I can attempt to sing this song because the title's not coming at me, but sometimes, like when you first see something, you're blown away by like the skating. Well, being new to aggressive skating at like 15, 16, and then like after like you watch the skating so much, you can't help but like be drawn to the music itself. Whereas, I mean, it's funny how a lot of rollerbladers are artists, are musicians. They have that gene. In fact, I meant to talk about the Bronx Zoo, but I ran into a friend of mine, and he actually told me that there's this dude. I skated with him like a handful of times, but he told me that he actually contributed artwork, the 3D rendering to Avatar. When he first told me, like, I'm like, yo, you gotta be shitting me, you know. But now that I think about it, I mean, this dude, he has like mad skills rollerblading. And another observation that kind of supports my theory, like, there's a lot of rollerbladers in New York City that come out of the high school art and design, including Mike Johnson. So, I mean, you got to test into that school. So, if he had like artistic ability at 8th grade, then if you're allowed to fully flourish, then I mean, there's some natural ability. I mean, you clearly see it in skating. But if he can transfer what he does on the skates to pen, then I can not be surprised that he was now, like, next time I watch Avatar, I'm gonna have to look in the credits and like see his name. I'm pretty sure I can like go on BMag and they'll have like a video, if not like an image of it there. Speaking of BMag, that's a community I've yet to. That's the first introduction that the internet community had to NYC rollers, and like from there, like people started knowing what my real name was, and things just kind of went downhill to the point where my grandmother doesn't want to be affiliated with me on Facebook because of the content I choose to bring forth. But yeah, with 10 seconds remaining, my battery's like 4%, so as much as I want to talk about the Bronx Zoo today, I'm going to probably go upstairs, hook up the charger, and then I can continue where I left off. Peace out.